pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Charlene, roll call, please.
Okay, this evening we'll be starting with trustee Maher,
Here.
McClafferty.
Here.
Shaughnessy is here. And Rick Snagowski.
Here.
And Ron Stapleton.
Here.
And Janelle Kittredge. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Next up, we have the consent agenda, which consists of the following items. We have the approval of minutes from our committee of the whole on October 16th. We have the village board meeting minutes from October 23rd. We have approval of disbursements from October 24th through November 15th. We have a resolution R-65-23 authorizing the purchase of rock salt for this coming winter season. We have the resolution R-66-23 ratifying and approving the purchase of water meters from Water Resources, Inc. for fiscal year 2024. We have a resolution R-67-23 authorizing the approval of an engineering agreement with Terra Engineering. I need a motion, please.
So moved. Second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Maher, seconded by trustee McClafferty. Do we have any questions or comments from the trustees regarding any of the consent agenda items? Okay, roll call, please.
Maher,
Yes.
McClafferty.
Yes.
Shaughnessy,
Yes.
Snagowski,
Yes.
Stapleton,
Yes.
Kittredge, I'm sorry.
Okay, motion approved. All right, next up, we have truth in taxation public hearing for the 2023 proposed property tax levy. Need a motion to open up this public hearing, please.
So moved.
All right, we have a motion by trustee Stapleton, seconded by trustee Kittredge at exactly, 6:32 PM. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Motion carries. We are now open for public comment. George, you want to take this?
Shauna, do you have anything?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is the 2023 property tax levy. We propose $4,634,278, which is 7.95% higher than last year's levy amount. The village's, the 7.95 is a combination of 5% that the state allows us by statute, and 2.95% is new construction. Because we are, the truth in taxation public hearing is required by state law, and we were also required to publish the notice in 2 newspapers, which we did on November 1st and on November 3rd.
Okay, thanks, Darshana. So just a point of clarification. So 7.95%, 2.95% is due to new construction. So that's just due to growth. The other 5% relates to the COLA adjustment, cost of living. And what was actual?
The CPI was 6.5.
Okay, so actual inflation was 6.5%. We're only charging 5%, and that's due to, obviously, the PTEL limits of the state.
We have a tax
Okay.
cap.
Just wanted to
5%.
clarify that. Okay.
Correct.
And also to clarify, everyone's property tax bills were in the mail, should have received them by now. Assessments that you receive, those apply to next year. And again, I think everyone on this board will get 1,000 questions on this. You can't look at your assessment going up 56% and think your tax bill is going to go up 56% next year. That is not the case. The assessments will be based on next year's. Again, the tax pie is based on what all the levies are. The village is 5 or 6% of that tax bill. You have the schools, which are about 2/3 of that. You have the park district, the fire, the Joliet Junior Colleges. We have
Library.
Township.
Library, thank you. We could go
Township.
mosquito abatement. That pie can only grow depending on if it's a P-TEL, usually 5%. Cook County can raise it more. If you pass a referendum like the school did, it could raise more, but that's kind of the pie. The pie gets sliced up based off of all of our assessments of our house. So if all of our houses go up 56, 70%, our slice of the pie is the same, and our tax bill should go up, whatever that adjustment is, the 5 to 10%. So I just want to keep that in mind. People are, I've had several people ask me, hey, I'm not going to be able to stay in Lamont because my assessment went up 50, 70%. So again, that is not going to be the case, and we'll continue to have more information on that. Again, the taxes that go up in our village and our school districts is based off of those levies. So and again, it's typically in the 5, depending on inflation, 5 to 7%. Again, if we pass a referendum, that will go up slightly higher. So just want to make that clear. But thank you, Darshana. Anything else to add?
That was it. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so I need a motion to close the public hearing, please.
So moved.
Okay, motion by trustee,
Actually, since it is a public hearing,
Oh.
I don't know if anyone from the public would like to come up, and I know we went through a good discussion, but if anyone would like to come up, I don't know if now is the time, and just want to make sure. I didn't see any hands, but you do have an opportunity to come up to the podium and speak.
guys, you want
wanna
to
make
talk
sure.
back there?
All right, I don't see any, and we will have I believe, a second public hearing, correct, and in December 11th at the board meeting. So, all right, just want to make sure that
Awesome.
no one had an opportunity, so, all right.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
thanks, George. Okay.
I think we need a vote to close out.
All right, so we had a motion by trustee Stapleton, seconded by trustee Snagowski to close. Roll call, please, to close the public comment on truth and taxation.
Maher,
Yes.
McClafferty,
Yes.
Shaughnessy,
Yes.
Snagowski,
Yes.
and Stapleton.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
Kittredge.
Oh, yes, we need,
You want to vote?
Oh,
you're not on my sheet either, so
You know
don't
what?
take.
It's 5 lines down from everyone else. I don't know why, it just throws me off. I'm sorry. Would you, I apologize for whoever types
They're
this.
making a list and checking
Okay,
it twice.
get rich, got it.
All right, motion approved. Thanks, Janelle. All right, next up, very exciting night. We have the swearing in for Officer Monir Musa, and we're very excited about that. Monir, heard great things about you and looking forward to you joining the force. So to make it official, Chief, are we going to do it down there? Is that the, okay?
So I want to introduce Munir to the board and to the community. Munir comes to us from Chicago Police Department, where he spent 4 years there, brings a lot of experience here. He's from the Orland area, so now he'll be able to move back home. His dad, Willie, couldn't make it here, but he's joined by his Mount Safta, and he's got his older brother and 2 little twin sisters and nieces that came here tonight for him. We're thrilled to have him here. He's had a busy couple weeks already and has helped us out, so I think he has a good career to look forward to in Lamont. So the mayor will swear you in, so raise your right hand and.
All right, we'll look at this together, okay? Okay. All right. All right. I, Monir Musa,
I, Munir Musa,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of police officer
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of the police officer
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
All right, congratulations.
You're not even on this page. I gotta remember, I'm writing you in. I don't know.
We'll make sure you're on there next time.
One of the deputies I would assume.
We just take big copy over somebody.
Okay. One, two, three. How about this page? No. Jeez.
Bye, guys.
Oh, she's on this one. This one, but not this one. Oh, God, I don't know. It's a mess.
Thanks.
Good luck. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, next up, we have the mayor's mention. In recognition of Veterans Day this past Saturday, we thank all of our veterans, of course, for their service to our country. And of course, we remember those who gave their lives for our country. So again, happy Veterans Day, and it's always a very special day of the year. Also, the long-awaited Lamont Images of America book was released last Monday. I'm looking for Jason. He's not here, but I know Jason was very much involved in that. And again, congratulations to the authors, Jason Berry, as well as Kevin Barron, who worked on this book together to tell the story through photos of Lamont the last 150 years in celebration of our 150th anniversary. You can find it wherever books are sold, and proceeds from the sales will go to the Lamont Historical Society. And of course, this is quite of an accomplishment to Jason, and we thank you and Kevin for your efforts to get this published in celebration of our 150th anniversary of incorporation. Coming up next week, of course, we wish everyone a very safe and happy Thanksgiving. Lighting up Lamont with our holiday lighting displays begins the weekend following Thanksgiving, and it's also Small Business Saturday. So again, that's the Saturday after next. Please visit the downtown, start your holidays shopping, and enjoy the illuminated lighting displays all around our downtown. And of course, we thank Ralph and his crew for making this all happen. So thank you, Ralph. We do not have a village board meeting on November 27th, but we hope to see you at the hometown holiday on Saturday. Again, it's on December 2nd. The event starts at 2:30 p.m. with family-friendly activities and holiday visitors. And our buddy Santa will join the village board at the tree lighting ceremony at 5 p.m. at General Fry's Landing on Front Street. Visits with Santa will be at the table at 102 Stevens Street from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. And then from 6 to 10 p.m., please join our businesses for holiday shopping as they host the 12 Tides of Christmas Challenge with a special raffle at the end. Again, please visit lamontil.us/holiday for detailed information on this coming event. So again, wish everyone a very happy and safe Thanksgiving. So that's it for Mayor's Mention. Next up, Charlene, the clerk's report.
Okay, thank you. The next item will be a resolution, and this will be R-68-23. And this is approving the award of a contract 2023 for the sanitary sewer testing.
Okay, we need a motion, please.
So moved. Second.
Okay, motion by trustee Maher, seconded by trustee McClafferty. Any comments on this?
Yeah, I'll take
Oh,
it.
thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is a resolution for our 2023 sanitary sewer smoke testing and dye testing program. This is in conjunction with our I&I program, inflow and infiltration with the MWRD. So 2 bidders were involved with National Power Routing beating the low bid at $116,444.20. And the area that we'll be doing this in is Freehoff, excuse me, Hillview 4, Kendler Park, and Rose Hill subdivisions. So staff recommendation is to move forward with this resolution.
Thanks, Ralph. Any other questions or comments for Ralph? Okay, roll call, please.
Maher?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
And the newly written in Kittredge? Okay.
Motion approved.
Okay, the next one is also a resolution. This is R-69-23, and this is authorizing the approval of an engineering proposal with Veenstra and Kim Incorporated for planning, design, and construction documents for the rail crossing improvements for Lamont Street, Stevens Street, and Holmes Street intersection improvements.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Maher.
Yeah.
George?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. For the last several years, the village has been pursuing a comprehensive safety improvement plan for all the rail crossings in and near the downtown, in partnership and consultation with the state of Illinois. Over the last several years, we've made progress on at least planning for the 5 public crossings and 2 private crossings east of the downtown. As an initial phase of the program, the village recently approved Phase 1 engineering for the realignment of Talcott, Prune, and Main. That project is in the infant stage of engineering. The village also will be holding a rail improvement meeting in the near future to bring stakeholders together to discuss the private crossings at McGuire and Boyer. Although those are outside of our jurisdiction, the ICC has really been working with the village on pushing the village along on trying to improve those intersections, and we really need to get some support from the township and the private stakeholders in that area. We'll be holding a meeting hopefully before the end of the year to get some tread on those projects. For tonight, though, I will like to talk about, and this came up during the capital budget process, we'd like to present an engineering proposal to design and create construction documents to address rail improvements for Lamont Street, Stevens Street, and Holmes. These intersections, they are difficult due to Lamont's tight configuration near the tracks and Main Street, but they are more straightforward than McGuire and Boyer, obviously, and they can be accomplished in a quicker time frame. The village will be required to pay for engineering up front, and but through our engineer and through the state, we have secured 100% funding for the actual improvements once we engineer the improvements, so that is good news. These improvements have not been, these intersections have not been improved since the 1990s, so they are in need of improvements. Lamont Street, we think there's enough room for quad gates. Stevens Street, there's some improvements that are necessary, as we all know, and Holmes Street still has some work to do and some consultation with the ICC. But that's what engineering is for. So this agreement was in the capital budget. It's an agreement for not to exceed $204,000. However, for this fiscal year, we're looking at $90,000 not to exceed budgeted figure. We will submit for reimbursement for the engineering. It's not guaranteed. There's potential for 50% engineering, but once we get them engineered, we do have 100% for the actual construction dollars programmed in the state capital bill. So this is a good start to our program for long-term safety improvements, potentially quiet zone. Just have to get this going with the engineering program. So any other questions, let me know, Mr. Mayor.
Thanks, George. Any other questions, comments?
This is just for the crosswalks, because we were talking about maybe doing improvements on adding fencing.
Correct, yeah, just for the gates and the signalization. But those are more, those are some more easier fixes that we can continue to work with the ICC. This is for engineering crosswalks, but we could put those into the plans. We can talk to, once we start the engineering, potentially. You're talking for fencing along those areas.
There are grants that are for that as well.
Yeah, those are for the ICC. I know we went to the IML conference. I know Brian had mentioned that there could be some grants available. This is for the gates, the circuitry, and designing the improvements. But correct.
George, will these
Yep.
improvements get us closer to quiet zone?
Yeah, all the improvements will qualify for the points necessary for quiet zone. One thing that, we're not going to achieve quiet zone status until there is a solution for Boyer and McGuire, but we also aren't going to achieve those statuses until we improve these either. So we need to do both. So, but yeah, correct. We need to do these as well. So, but I think we need to. The ICC is serious about Boyer and McGuire. It's not why we're here tonight, but I think I do want to keep mentioning that. And if when we do get that meeting set up, I'd like for volunteers from the board to be at that meeting to show some support. I know you guys have always talked about it as well. We've been more than willing. I think this board has been the one, we've been leading the charge, and it's not even our jurisdiction.
Yeah.
So we've seen the incidents. We've seen the unfortunate deaths in that area. So we're on board definitely to see safety improvements, and we need everyone else to be with us, right? So.
Got it. And
Yep.
so you mentioned Boyer and McGuire. So if we did fix everything else, would there be a potential where they just blow the horns closer to Boyer and then they don't
Yeah,
do
you
it through
can't-
downtown?
I understand that you can't start a quiet zone at a private crossing, so that's kind of the eastern gateway to the downtown is you need to make those public. One of those need to be made public,
Okay.
and
Got it.
and part of that is to get those areas annexed to. We need to be in consultation or coordination with the Forge as well. But there's other properties in that area that need to be annexed, and but we're going to try to get everybody to the table here soon. We're sending out letters and working with our engineer, Veenstra and Ken, to pull title, and we'd love to get them all to the table to a meeting with the ICC, and because a lot of those agreements are private license agreements with those business owners out there.
Yeah.
Westside Machine, there's also a trucking company out there that is unincorporated. Those are private agreements that we don't have any control over right now. So we're just trying to get who's got the leverage to get them to the table. So still working through that, but this is separate, but we can work parallel track. So.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Thanks, George. All right. Anyone else? Okay, roll call, please.
Maher,
Yes.
Clafferty,
Yes.
Shaughnessy,
Yes.
Snagowski,
Yes.
Stapleton,
Yes.
and Kittredge.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
Excuse me. The next item this evening is also a resolution. This is R-70-23. And this is approving professional services agreement between H.R. Green Incorporated and the Village of Lamont, Illinois Water Tower Public Works, the annex site grading, the basin, storm sewer, and water main construction engineering.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Motion by trustee Maher, seconded by trustee Kittredge. Ralph, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Excuse me again. A lot of engineering on this agenda. So a few of you have reached out to me to ask about how the transition is going between Novotny and H.R. Green. And it's going seamless. It really is. I've worked with Bruce Hill for over 10 years on projects in town. Bruce was handpicked by Jim Kankar years ago to follow in his footsteps, and Bruce is doing a great job with H.R. Green, and it makes my life much easier to work with Bruce on a daily basis. The first agreement that I have for you is for the new water tower site, the water main construction, the storm sewer, the retention area. The engineering agreement is for not to exceed $30,000. So staff recommendation is to move forward with this agreement with H.R. Green.
Thanks, Ralph. Any other questions or comments?
Is the tank still scheduled to go on?
Well, they're working up there now. They made the tap on the water main last week.
Okay,
So it is a little bit behind schedule right now.
or maybe sometime this month, possibly?
I'm thinking probably next.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ralph. Okay, roll call, please.
Maher,
Yes.
McClafferty,
Yes.
Shaughnessy,
Yes.
Snagowski,
Yes.
Stapleton,
Yes.
Kittredge.
All right, motion approved.
The next item is also a resolution. This is R-71-23, and this is approving the professional services agreement between the HR Green Incorporated and the Village of Lamont, Illinois, for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Section 219-2024. And this is water main improvements and engineering.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Maher.
Thank
Call,
you, Mr.
please.
Mayor. So one of the things that HR Green does differently than what you guys have seen before is they separate the phases of engineering with the agreements. So this is Phase 2 engineering, and the next one you're going to hear is Phase 3, which is construction engineering for this Army Corps project. The Army Corps found some money for us to replace some water main, and we plan on doing it on Walter Street, 2 blocks on Walter Street, and possibly 1 on Glennis Avenue. So this agreement is not to exceed $40,000 for the Phase 2 engineering, which is the design, and staff recommendation is to move forward with this agreement with HR Green.
Thanks, Ralph. Any questions or comments? All right, roll call, please.
Maher?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge.
Okay, motion approved.
The next item is the resolution again, and this is R-72-23. And this is approving professional services agreement between HR Green Incorporated and the Village of Lamont, Illinois for the 2023 water main improvement construction engineering.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
All right, motion by trustee Stapleton, seconded by trustee Maher.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is the same project on Walter Street, the Army Corps of Engineer water main replacement. This is the construction engineering and everything else that goes with the project. So this is not to exceed $22,500, and staff recommendation is to move forward with this agreement with HR Green. And one more thing I wanted to bring up, kudos to George, because George met with HR Green many times to negotiate pricing, and that's the right thing to do, and he did a great job as far as getting the numbers down.
Thanks, Ralph. Any questions or comments? Okay, roll call, please.
Okay, Maher?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge.
Okay. All right.
Motion passed. And
Thank
then
you. Yeah, motion approved. Thank you.
And the next resolution is R-73-23, and this is approving professional services agreement between HR Green Incorporated and the Village of Lamont, Illinois, for a professional services general consultation contract.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
All right, motion by trustee Maher, seconded by trustee McClafferty.
Yeah,
George?
I'll take this one, Mr. Mayor. And the village, as you guys know, contracts out for all of its municipal engineering needs, capital design and construction engineering, as we talked about here tonight, and general engineering. And I'll kind of talk about the general engineering side. We currently work with several engineering firms, and we approved, 2 or 3 agreements from HR Green, and also a couple other project agreement. One under consent for Terra Engineering, and also Veenstra and Kim. Those are more project-based, but we also do significant amount on the general engineering side, in terms of new development that comes in for review, and also for construction observation during new subdivision evaluation, whether it be review, inspection, and a significant portion of these will be during the engineering review, observation, oversight of the new development that is already under review. And we do have several of these subdivisions that are currently ongoing, as you guys know, whether it be Glen Eagles, Copper Ridge that are building out, Equestrian Meadows, Villas at Equestrian, and several others, and even some more commercial now with Gas and Wash, Marbella site downtown now. So these type of developments are probably more classified as general engineering, and they take direction from Ralph towards the tail end of these developments in his department, but they also take direction and assignment from community development from Jason's department, And on prospective development and projects from administration. So as Ralph mentioned, looking at it from a financial lens, I know Darshan and I have been looking at it, and, with HR Green, during the transition, doing it a little bit differently, and everything they're very transparent, which I think is a good thing. So the transition has been going through it now. It's a good time to look at our numbers from the past and going forward. We start to see many of these agreements come through. This is another one we want to talk to about in general engineering as we finish out the year, trying to get that rate down to finish out our projects, capital projects that maybe fall within under some of the agreements that we've already approved, and as we prepare for next year's budget as well, as we come through capital budget process going forward. One thing I want to mention too on the schedule, on the agreement, there is an end date, and in working with HR Green, they were able to bring the rates down below what Bruce's rate is currently on the rate schedule, and I appreciate that to get through our fiscal year. This agreement has an end date of July 2024. I would classify it as an interim agreement. It allows us to assign a rate to his services, and both these rates and this agreement will end in July, and it gives us an opportunity at the end to evaluate it, and we can go out for request for qualifications and evaluate, interview other engineering firms, have multiple firms provide this general engineering work, and evaluate the structure that we want to see for engineering going forward. I think it's a good model, and allows us to continue.
What was the date? July 20th?
July of 2024. Yeah.
Just
End of July
1st?
2024.
July.
Correct. Yep. So we're going to have frequent check-ins over the next several months, and then get us through the end of the fiscal year, and allows us to, end the fiscal year in the black, and also evaluate our structure going forward. So leave it at that. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
So, just so I understand, so our agreement with Terra goes through what's like,
HR Green.
or HR Green, I'm sorry, HR Green, goes through what specific date?
End of July.
End of July, okay, so we have to,
It says here, July 31st, 2024.
so, but where I'm going with this is we have to do, I guess, interviews or that, that RFQ process before that time period. I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, before the end of the fiscal year, I'd recommend either a successor agreement or go through an RFP process.
Okay.
When I've seen other times, you can do multiple engineering firms, provide the general engineering work, or continue with HR Green, and then we could talk about that. I would recommend after the new year, we can start to get a better handle on the billings from HR Green versus.
After January 1st.
After January 1st, let's sit down and have an evaluation going forward, so.
Yeah, there's differences in the rates just between these engineerings that we're approving tonight. The one for Clay's group, those rates are different than the ones for HR Green.
Yeah.
Less, but
Yeah.
it depends on what you're evaluating also.
Yeah. I always laugh because like in the corporate world, it's like, you could sit there and argue about rates.
Yeah.
But I'm more concerned about spend, the total spend, because someone can give you a $200 rate, someone can give you a $300 rate, but if the guy at $200 is just working a little bit longer, you might be paying more. And at the end of the year, what kind of is our magnitude of spend? What has it been with, Novotny? What will it, that's what I think we need to get a handle on. And what are those projects? How do the projects that we had historically stack up to what's on debt? I mean, these are the things that I think, George, you can walk us through.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I would also say, besides total spend, is also the firms that you're looking at, the qualifications, the resources they have, and the work that they're doing, right? So
Yeah.
as we're moving over to a new firm, we should be evaluating really other ones out there, not just from spend or from cost, but total quality of product that they have, references, and
Sure.
and such, so.
Yep.
Sounds good. All right.
Good. All right. Okay, any other questions, comments? All right, roll call, please.
Maher,
Yes.
McClafferty,
Yes.
Shaughnessy? Yep, I think you said. Oh, okay. I didn't see it, I thought it was off. Stigowski?
Yes.
And Stapleton?
Yes.
And Kittredge?
All right, motion approved.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Charlene. All right. Next up, Mike, Village Attorney Report.
I don't have anything this evening, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. George, Administrator Report.
I did have one mention here, and I didn't want to steal Trustee McClafferty's thunder here if he was going to mention it, but we are moving forward with updating our building codes here, and effective January 1st, we're going to be moving to the International Building Codes of 2021, correct, Ken?
Yep.
And with that, we are hosting 2 public sessions this Tuesday, which is tomorrow, at 9 a.m. from 9 to 11, and Thursday from 1:30 to 3:30 for any builders in town, or I guess it could be anybody who wants to come and learn about the building codes, ask questions, and so those would be open sessions here at Village Hall, up here in the boardroom, correct? And
Correct, yeah.
I don't know if any other mention
No,
about?
they're just bringing codes up to date, and
Yeah.
other towns are doing. They're trying to make it more universal.
And so it's been several years since, I think we're on 2006 now, so this will be good to communicate to the building world.
Yeah, like electrical,
speed.
plumbing, all those, anybody, all the trades interested, come on in.
All right.
All right.
Can we get those two to look at?
Yeah, we're going to be, I think it'll be a cow topic for Monday, but we'll send them out, and, but this is just more kind of a meet and greet with the builders to see if they have any questions. I think most towns are are on probably 15, 18, or 21, and so there's not, but yeah, we'll send them out to the board as well if you have any questions. And
They'll be having, they will do pamphlets they'll be handing out.
Yeah.
And they'll be, I think TPI will be there also to answer the questions. 'Cause
Answer
TPI,
questions.
they do a lot of other towns, and they want to make sure that.
How do we notify the builders, Ken,
They've done,
by the
actually,
licenses? or-
The building department has done that. People that are- Anybody that's
So
registered.
I just meant, what's the list?
There'll be-
It's from our licenses? Is
Correct.
Correct, and they've been sending that
Is that
out.
the 9 o'clock tomorrow?
Yep, this is the opportunity for them to be interactive with questions, but they've been notifying the builders as well.
Speak now or forever hold your peace, 'cause that's, don't come in next two months from now saying this code doesn't make sense. Now's the time to.
Yep,
Okay, cool.
cool, thank you.
All right.
That's all I
Thanks,
have.
George. All right, do we have any staff reports?
I do.
Okay.
Thank
Go
you,
ahead,
Mr.
Ralph.
Mayor. Really quick for our residents, please don't blow your leaves in the street. I know it's easy to do, but just go to your local establishment, buy some paper bags. You've already paid for the service through Waste Management. Put them in the bags, put them on the curb, and they'll be doing the leaf pickup through the first week of December. So, again, it just causes flooding issues if we get heavy rain with the leaves. So that's all I have for tonight.
Thanks, Ralph. I saw one of my neighbors doing that, but
I saw it.
Give us names.
all right. Any board reports? Any? Oh, I'm sorry, Chief. I went right by you.
Thanks,
Go
Mr.
ahead.
Mayor.
I'm
I do
sorry.
have a couple things. About a year and a half ago, I talked about the extent and ease of theft from Hyundai and Kia vehicles. It was due to a software backdoor that was allowing them to be stolen. They have reached a settlement agreement with the federal government now, and if you are a Kia or Hyundai owner, they are required to do a software upgrade for free. If you're an original owner, you probably have already seen a communication in the mail. If you're not, you can call your Hyundai or Kia dealer and schedule them, and they'll do a software upgrade, and that will close the back door on this upgrade. And I think they're also offering steering wheel lock devices for free if you ask for one. So those are out there, and that should stop the theft of vehicles.
Is that on all models or just certain ones? Is it on all models, do you know, or just certain ones?
I don't know, I think it was all post 18, 2017 or 2018 and newer think they would peel the column and there'd be a USB that would give them access to then reprogramming the car and programming a computer to do an ignition turn-on device.
Yeah.
Once they're reprogrammed, that will no longer be available to them. Also, it's No Shave November time again. You saw the officers all shaggy again today, so we are again doing No Shave through the end of February. So again, for a cancer fundraiser, we have 2 recipients that are Lamont residents this year. So if you want to contribute, you can pay to the Lamont Police Benevolent Association and drop them off at our front desk. It's a good cause, and the guys will be wearing, if they want to, facial hair in a tasteful manner during the next couple months.
Thanks, Chief. Roshana, anything? Okay. All right. Any board reports? New, unfinished business? All right. Audience participation. George, take it over.
Well, if anyone has anything to bring up to the board or under audience participation, now is the time. So, nothing?
Okay.
No, seeing none, I'll move it on to the
All
next
right.
section of the agenda, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, well, thank you. All right. So, no executive session, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so with there being no further business, I need a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Motion by trustee Stapleton, seconded by trustee Kittredge. Roll call, please.
Maher?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
And Kittredge.
Okay, motion approved. Again, wish everyone a happy and healthy Thanksgiving. Be safe out there and have a great week. And we will see you, so no meeting next Monday?
We have a meeting Monday, no
Okay.
board meeting though.
Okay, we have a committee of the whole on Monday. So everyone have a great week. Thank you.